Okay, I've been around here 3 more rounds since we put on this last piece. That's important because if you get in close and you're like, well, I think I probably have enough, you need extra. And so stop a little bit early and do 3 rounds at least of the color that you're going to use when you're cinching it down. Now, if you're not cinching it, if you're going to do the flower, then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, I've gone through this one and that kind of comes up through this one. So I'm going to go to the next one, and from the front to the back, it doesn't matter which direction, you just need to do the same way each time. I'm going to bring my thread from the back to the front because I think it's easier that way, because I can kind of pop it off right here. Back to the front, and I'm using my needle to pop it off. Or it won't pull tight. You can pop it off and then run your needle through it. Just always run the same direction. Back to the front, back to the front. Pop off. Back to the front. I would be a little leery about popping the entire thing off before I started, only because you don't want something to shift and it to pull. The other thing is that if you have started with it very tight, sometimes these are a little bit hard to get off. You'll get like the first one and then the second one off, and then when you get to the halfway point, it starts to, like, well, about right here, it starts to get really hard to pull them off because there's no tension going this way, but there's a lot of tension going that way. So it gets a little bit harder. Sometimes because of that, it's easier to just pop them off with your finger. Again, yarn is more forgiving. It's got more stretch to it. Well, cotton yarn's not as much, but I've made lots of them with pearl cottons. You just need to make sure that you're not warping them too tight. What can you do if you get to this point and it's really tight? Nothing. There is not a way to, I keep catching on my scissors. There's not a way to loosen it at this point. You can, I think I pulled one on the opposite side and I was able to tug this, because remember this thread comes through over here. I was able to tug it a little bit and get it off, but in one that I did too tight, first one I did too tight, it just broke the thread when I tried to pop it off, which is the end of it. The other times I was able to wiggle it through. All right, we are almost back to the beginning. So we're going to go through that one, and then we'll go through the last one right here. And then I go through the first one more time. Okay, now it's no longer attached except for our tape. So let's take our tape off the back, and then we'll be able to just pull it off. Okay, so there it is. If we were going to, now remember, if you're going to stitch it down, you wouldn't have wound it through all of these things. So we want to get these guys, let's go ahead and undo this, to the back side. Remember how I told you that the back side looks more like the in and out type of weaving, and I have used the back side on several things. So it doesn't always have to look like the little rounded back stitch side. So I'm going to take these guys to the back. I just want those stitches, those threads to be out of the way, and I'm going to stuff the inside, so I don't care how much thread I have back there. And that one went, and this one. There are advantages to using a needle with a very large hole on it. Okay, so now all of those pieces of extra thread now will end up in the middle. So what we're going to do now is just cinch it. I wanted to show you that if you want it to become a ball, you're going to need some stuffing to put in it. If you want to put it around a button, or a wood disc, or a acrylic, wood or acrylic disc. Let me get a few of these back out so that I can show you in the samples. Like this one is around a disc, an acrylic disc, I think, and this one is around an acrylic disc. You're going to do the same thing. You just need to get the disc that's just smaller, and then when we cinch it, you'll just cinch it so that it wraps right around the edges of that. Here's an example of one that I put around an oval. Same thing. I cinched these together around here. I wasn't sure I was going to keep it that way, so it's got tape instead of being tied. But that is how you can cinch it around that, or you can stuff it. This one, I didn't pull them super tight. I pulled them a little bit tight, and then I just folded it in half because I felt like it made like a geranium leaf if I had it folded in half like that. And so I didn't put it on anything. It just kind of sits puffy on its project. This one is actually one of the fans, and then I folded it up on both sides so it would look more like a trumpet type flower, and added a few pistol stitches on the inside. Let's see, this one is what we're going for, and I will do it, but this is one that I use at shows a lot. So this is it's a little bit larger one, but I have woven my thread all the way around the outside, and this is what, and you can see the times where I started and stopped are in here. And then I'm just gonna string that, pull it tighter, 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 tighter. Like that. You can pull it all the way together as tight as you can get it. You can leave it out a little bit like this. That's what these mushrooms are around. They have stuffing and a disc on the bottom, and that's how you would create those. Okay, and this one has stuffing in it, and I pulled it all the way tight, and so that's what I'm going to show you. Okay, same thing for this one, which I haven't done. You'll start on one side and just hook through all of these to the other side, and then you'll cinch it up. And so an example of it cinched up is this petal. Right here, you can kind of see where the cinching lines are right up there. And I also changed threads on it right up here. And it could go around a shape. This one isn't. I just left it in the shape it is for a petal. But you could also put it around one of the acrylic pieces so that it has a back to it. All right, so I need some stuffing for this one. Well, I can't believe I don't have any stuffing nearby, but we're going to use tissue. Okay. So cinch it up. Get those long little ones that you don't need. That one's plenty long. I'm going to trim it shorter, not because I need it shorter, but because I don't want it to harass me. I could leave it as stuffing, but I would have to get it to stay there. Keep cinching. And as it draws together, we're going to put our little stuffing in. It might not take as much stuffing as I thought. What a cute little button. Okay, that's about as tight as I can pull it. Then typically I will thread this end. I'm doing it with a sharper needle than my huck needle there. Better trim my end off so I can thread it. Okay, so I'll pull it as tight as I can, and then to get it to secure, I will hook like under this side, and then I kind of do a zigzag pattern. So under this side, over here, over here, over here, just back and forth enough times until you've got it secure and you don't have an awkward shape. Like if you've got one side bulging out somewhere, it's probably because you haven't hooked through your drawstring cord in that section yet. Yeah, see how it's got long there? That means I need to go this way. I'll keep pulling those until I get a shape that I like as my end result. And there we go. That's interesting how that turned out with that. Just the placement of that puts that on the edge. If I had better stuffing rather than a tissue, I can get it to go perfectly round, as we do on these. Are round, well, they're a little bit flat on purpose, and these are round in the different projects that we do. Okay, so that is how you finish it.